You know what it is, man. It's All Facts, No Opinion Sport Podcast. I'm your host, Louis One Three. I don't let none marinate. We get straight to the sauce. Everything saucy. You hear, Ski? Listen, man. You see the title. You read the title. Is it true? Vergil Ortiz, manager Rick, in talks with Zuffa? Hey, this is major. This is major. Major news. Major news. Major news. No, link in the chat. Link in the chat. I'm about to post link in the chat. I'm about to post the link in the chat, y'all. You hear me? Hey, we game all night. What's up? What's up, my broski? Hey, I appreciate you, man. Hey, you hear the news? What's going on, y'all? Vergil Ortiz manager Rick Maringian in talks with Zuffa Boxing. Hey, it's a lot to dissect here. But hey, no, we're here to talk it. We're going to talk about it. Shout out my co-host Santos Boxing. We were supposed to go live yesterday. Late last night. But got into a little situation, man. Little situation. But shout out the We Game all night. What up, broski? But besides that, we here to talk about it. Chilling, bro. I'm about the game. Yeah, I appreciate you. I definitely appreciate you. I had my two youngest kids go over there and subscribe too. They're about to do gaming, so I told her, we all gonna link, and I'm sending a bunch of people that way because we building this community and we got our gaming guy. You feel me? Shout out to We Game all night. Everybody that tune in, go over there, hit that subscribe button. My guy game all night, all day. And you're gonna love his content, man. Your content fire too. We be checking in, we be pulling up. When I be off this, me and my kids be pulling up. Like the other day, you was playing the game, hitting them, hitting I guess they was like kind of monsters or demons, whatever game you was playing, grabbing the swords and opening the chest boxes. Yeah, but we shot. Let me shout out the We Game all night. You hear me? Everybody tuning in. Yeah, we on that too. We on that too. I'm about to go over there and plug into your situation too. You know what I mean? I seen the other thing you was posting with other people, so I'm about to run through that today. I'm about to run through all that today. I know I seen two channels. I seen one with the game and the other one with the I think like the background is like a little, it's not dark like this, it's like white something, right? Yeah, your VR John. That's the one. I subscribe to both of them. We on both of them. But yeah, shout out to everybody. You hear me? Shout out my co-host Santos Boxing. Shout out to We Game all night. Shout out my brother Frontline. You hear me? We get it's boxing, baby. We're gonna talk about it. You understand me? But the key thing I want to get into is right. Yeah, hey, we game all night. I'm down for it. I'm down for it. I'm down for it. Know what I mean? I'm down for it. I always go live in the morning, so anything after that we can pull up. And 7:30s I pop up on round one and go mess with Edwin in front line. Know what I mean? But I pull up. I pull up. All you gotta do is just tell me when and I pull up. I commentate with you. Real facts, baby. I commentate with you. Frontline, what up? Broski, what up? Hey, Frontline, you hear what's going on? Vergil manager, having talks with Zoo for boxing. Yeah, yeah, it's getting real spooky out here. Real freaky. Yeah, hit me up ASAP. We game all night. I commentate all the time, bro. I love it. Plus, it'll help me out more. You feel me? Real rap. But we here. Came to break the news. You know, Listen, it's a lot of things going on in boxing, y'all. Um, I'm gonna break it down. We're gonna talk about everything. We're gonna talk about this WBC thing. Nah. I ain't got no problem with that. You feel me? I feel as though Zuffa boxing got a Zuffa promotion too. So you know, plus Jay Opataya about to fight the guy, what, Brandon Gluckton, for his titles and the Zuffa title. So you want to see what's pop right here? Yeah, a frontline bro. Shout out to the interview you sent me with Ariel Hawani. Um, I like Ariel a lot. You know, he's starting to grow on me because he let people talk. You know, he don't do what Chris Mannix was doing. You feel me? Chris Mannix, hey yo, you seen? You think he gonna get KO? We got game. It's a possibility. Did you see Josh Dubbin, Shakur manager, come out? Listen, this is the key thing. Frontline on the Andre Ward. Shout out to Roy Jones, always standing tall, holding it down. Even Andre Ward for breaking it down. Say, yo, I do see them helping G Man, etc. Certain people. So why do you got to see the books? See Ward, like y'all people, it's different. Y'all people was different from what Bud was going through. You feel me? Bud had a WBO, so all of the title defenses he tried to get with the WBC, niggas really wasn't mandating shit. So whatever situation Bud got going on, like, bro, that interview turned my stomach when I seen Shakur get up there. And I'm like, bro, like, you come on saying a vacate situation, then you saying strip, like, then you bringing in the Bud situation, then you creating lies and false propaganda, bro, is fucked up. Then you got Chris Mannix with that corny ass interview. But shout out to Ariel Hawani, shout out to my brother Frontline sending it to me early this morning, like 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. You know, I'm up watching the situation. I'm like, thank you, thank you for coming out here telling the world again. There's really people there. It's a real difference. That's why I tell y'all to go back and watch like February 4th, February 5th. Shout out to Edwin, my brother Frontline, Round One Sports Talk. We did we did a live about this, man, and I always tell people to go back and watch the live because you can the live was so thorough. The breakdown from us breaking it down to the chat, you will understand the difference from a vacancy and a person being stripped. Shakur still got 15 days. His 15 days ain't up until February 15th. Remember, the fight happened January 31st. So he got all the way till Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, right? He got till Sunday. Like, come on, make it happen. Yeah, March 14th, Colosso, Jerusalem, two for unification. That's what's up, Puerto Rico. Let's go. You know? But there's a lot of things going on just between with the WBC, everybody behind the scene from Zuffa, TKO, Turkey, Dana White, all like bro, it's just like all of these brothers. This is the funny shit, right? Chris Mannix and Josh Dubbin, y'all talking all this shit about interim titles, bro. Everybody sanctioned to have an interim title. Wasn't the WBA the first people with an interim title? Am I mean, if I'm wrong, somebody correct me in the chat, please. But that, to my knowledge, since they the old, people that held the first title ever, the WBA, the oldest title in the world since 1921, 1922. Those the first people that ever created an interim title. Am I correct? So stop putting this stigma on the WBC like they the only people that do it and does it. No, everybody loves the WBC because once you hold that title, bro, you make, to me, I'm just saying, to me, I always thought you make the most money once you hold it. Once you become a WBC champion, out of all of the body sanctions, you make the most money just about holding that belt. I don't give a fuck if it was a silver intern, nigga. I believe they behind the bigger picture. You feel me? Because when you look behind it, you got all of these other people with these Zuffa talks. Then shout out to Mauricio breaking down the Ali Act. you know, and get into more in depth about the Ali Act, you know. I always say he's the puppet. I always say Dana, Bud. Now you're seeing all the smoke like Andre Ward, everybody that's creating all of these false narratives. You gotta look at it. All these people work under them. Even you work for Zuffa, The Zone, Ring Magazine, or you under contract with one of them guys. You understand me? And that's how I look at it. And shout out to the WBC Mauricio on a Chris Mannix situation. You know, when he even broke it down, he talking about, well, they try to attack the Ali Act, and the Ali Act is the fighters get 80% and the promoters get 20. Now, when you look at Zuffa boxing, it's like the fighters getting 20%, not even, and the promoter getting 80%. Now it's backwards. It's backwards now, y'all. And shout out to Mauricio from the WBC president for acknowledging that and putting that into the world. You feel me? You know, and now the world understand what the Ali Act stand for. You know, 80% for the fighters, 20% for the promoters. Now, by just coming into the game on some communism shit, bringing communism to boxing, and thinking because you got billions of dollars that's really worth nothing, you know, like you want to come do something. And now when you look at Zuffa, TKO, etc., it's not the shit on them, even though they got some cool cards to me, is that it's backwards now. 80% to the promoter, 20% to the fighter. Y'all get paid 500 million per fight. Each fight y'all put on. And these fighters are getting paid that is diabolical. At least let them touch $1 million and teach them and have a financial literacy class and shit. Yeah, I'm drinking this hot ass coffee. You know, that's how I look at the situation. You know, and one thing about Josh Dubbin, right? If you having a conversation with Mauricio, right? Then you saying that this is the funny thing, frontline and we game all night, right? That I paid attention to that interview, right? He's saying that they have that they had a conversation, but he didn't get into the conversation of the Shakur situation. You stupid motherfucker. Y'all talking about the Shakur situation. That's what y'all on the phone for. Y'all talking about the Shakur situation. So how, like, shout out to Shakur, man. It's just sad that it's Shakur Stevenson is the person who's suffering from this. All y'all people in the background with all these false narratives creating this propaganda. Shakur got to live with this shit, man. And it's fucked up. Shakur got to go through this shit and live with this shit. I mean, he's the fighter. He's the one going out there. Him and his team. You feel me? Which is the trainer, the assistant trainer, the cut man, and the people that's in there in the gym with him. You feel me? And it's sad that, you know, you build a relationship with these guys since what, 2019? And like I always said, to me, I thought Shakur his first title was always the WBC. It's the first title he held in every weight class he moved up to, except for the 140. He became a WBC champion. And for instance, if you're moving up to 140 and you're the WBC champion at 135 and they allowed you, they showed you on the books and you can go up and fight, but you still got to pay your sanctioning fee. Why? Because you represent us. Now, imagine Shakur would have went up there as the WBC champion at 135 and would have lost to Teofimo Lopez. Wouldn't that look bad on the WBC champion? By Shakur being the WBC champion, you're the WBC champion. You moved up and you lost to the WBO champion. Wouldn't that put a stain on him and the WBC? And you still holding the title? Because at the end of the day, to move up and sign that contract, that fee is automatically on the contract. So you're obligated to pay that fee because you agreed to pay that fee. Now, when the fee comes and they ask just for the 100K, which is the 3%, like, come on, bro, make it make sense. And then I'm watching the brother talking about, bro, Bud never paid the sanctioning fee. So people got to stop saying he paid the sanctioning fee when he never did. You know? And it'd be a lot of false fucking narratives out here, man. And people got to stand on that shit, man. It's about standing on what you stand on, man. You know? Oh, damn, I got my camera off. It's about standing on what you stand on, you know? And I'm going to keep it tall, man. There's a lot of BS going on out here in boxing, bro. It's a lot of BS. Shout out to Mauricio for standing firm and not bowing down to these clowns. And that's a fact, Frontline. That's a fact. Frontline, you think all we game all night sad. Frontline, you think all this is a distraction from something bigger? To me, I'ma always say yes. Dana White, a snake, I wouldn't doubt if he's behind the bigger picture. And we all on the same thing because we know what was going on. We see what's going on. Yeah, yesterday I was over here, man. This motherfuckers my house arrest box ended up turning red and shit. But yeah, be a lot of BS going on. A lot of BS in the background going on, man. People got a bigger agenda. Like shout out to Rampage Jackson for even exposing what like about just by fighting Jake Paul. Rampage. Listen, shout out to Gillian Wallow. Wallow asked Rampage Jackson would he fight Jake Paul. Rampage said at one time I would have, but now you see what happened to everybody's career after they either fight him or sign a contract and the fight don't happen. You see what happened to them. And the crazy part is that Mauricio even said that he's willing to negotiate with the boxers. The numbers are not in the stone, they're league. Facts. But a frontline, all facts. It's all facts, man. And it's sad that he got to come out here and keep explaining himself when people can't read. That's the crazy thing is that a lot of these niggas can't read, man. A lot of these niggas can't read. And Chris Mannix, bro, like you don't know shit about boxing. Cause how you gonna say is, well, vacating and stripping is this? No, the fuck is not. It's a difference. You don't want to have, oh, he's been stripped on your motherfucking situation on your resume, bro. Like, I don't know why, but I feel like Tank going through all this. Tank, hey, we game on a Tank going through all this shit. Listen, it was starting to die down with the Turkey situation. And once he signed the Jake Paul situation, all of these niggas against Tank. Man, people got to remember, a lot of these people, like Floyd Mayweather, the people Floyd Mayweather started dealing with, the other people, they call them the Jewish brothers and stuff. He stated if he wanted to be an a-hole, he can make these fighters pay up front to sanctions the fight, but he sanctioned and get facts. That's facts. And that's the crazy thing, front, a lot of these fighters, and see what he's doing is fire. Because every other sanctioning body get they fee up front. And that's a fact. You feel me? And by Mauricio doing the back end, like that's why I'm getting into this Al Heyman situation. All of these people that's in the game right now is all Al Heyman enemies. Al Heyman was always for the fighters. Al Heyman was, all right, you're going to take this lump sum right here, right? This lump sum that I'm giving you, go pay the man, go pay your taxes. So the back end money, listen, if I give you $1 million, $2 million to go pay your taxes, because the back end money probably be 10 million, 50. This is a fact, bro. This is a fact. This is a motherfucking fact. And I tell people need to learn about the back end money. But Al Heyman was like turning his fighters super duper rich. Changing their lives for real. And the shit that Floyd doing is wrong and false. And the people that's behind it is who? It's all Al Heyman enemies. That's why Tank is back in this situation. I want y'all to pay attention. Everybody, you could go watch Ak and Barack. They still talk shit about Al Heyman. They still talk shit about Al Heyman. Al Heyman is the guy, the advisor of all of these brothers, man, and take care of his fighters very, very well. That's why I love PBC. Shout out to Tom Brown. Shout out the whole PBC staff. Shout out Spinoza being the president, like a Showtime. Like, come on, bro. Like, I fuck with PBC. I fuck with Al Heyman. I seen him in the world, seen him change his fighters' lives, bro. And shout out, hey, Coach Malachi, I had to go on your joint and call you out. You know what I mean? My young boy Santos, we need that fight ASAP. I had to go on your channel and inform you. But, the interview you did with Cino, it was a cool interview. Cino even breaking down some of the situation, the shit I've been saying about Al the whole time and about the back end money. Nate needed kidney. Ben Asher caught a disease. Tyson caught it playing for bankrupt. Josh McCart. Facts. Fact. Got arrested. Tommy Fury disappeared. That's all facts. That's all. Yo, shout out that we game all night. Nate needed a kidney. Ben caught a motherfucking disease. Tyson caught a what? also on the plane, right? Some shit like that. Woodley went bankrupt. Joshua car accident. Chavez got arrested. Tommy Fury disappeared. And Tank fighting the case. Tank fighting the case. Tank Davis fighting the case. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. I want people to shout out the We Game all night, just breaking it down. And that's all fact. And why you think Rampage Jackson said everything he said? He said, fuck no, I ain't fighting that, man. I would have, but now that you think what happened to everybody, and people got to understand when you watch these interviews and these brothers talk, they want to say a lot, but then again, they don't. Because, harm can come to their family, man. But shit, a nigga, I'm a felon. You pull up on me, I'm going to push your shit back. You understand me? I don't give a fuck, nigga. Nah, man. And I'm going to stand over you, piss on you. And you gonna be like, damn, the Puerto Rican boy, yeah, I'm a flame grill you. You better back the fuck up. Never seen a switch on a K. I'm gonna show you today. Hey, Floyd, the shit Floyd going through just by fighting Logan Paul. But that's what I'm saying is a frontline. When Floyd left Al Heyman and got with them people, the people he got with was all Al Heyman who? Enemies, man. But shout out to Cino, for Carcino for breaking down the Mayweather situation, because at the time he was there. I remember him. Back in the day when I was on the run. I remember him being there. A lot of people ain't like him. Like him and Radio Raheem, a lot of niggas ain't like them. Everybody used to mess with Ellie Setback. You know what I mean? And Barbershop Conversation was a gangster. I always respected my brother because he ain't cared. And shout out to Deontay Boxing, until Deontay moved to Thailand, his content just, know what I mean? But but at the time back then when I was on a run back in 2014, 15, 16, Carcino, Barbershop Conversations, Goodfellas, there was certain people that was around. And I forgot my other guy that got the pit bulls. My ball hit a brother with the bed, man. I forget my brother's name, Ellie sat back reporting. I always seen him there. But I'm glad he broke down the 50 Cent situation, because now, it's true. You fuck with Al Heyman. Listen, Al Heyman is a Harvard graduate. You understand? Plus, he's a lawyer. Like, come the fuck. Leave that boy alone. That boy money long. The nigga was a promoter before anything. That man money is super duper long. For Michael Jackson, New Edition, shit. Right now, Drake, Future, the nigga still putting on. He's still a promoter for the music industry. Leave that man alone. But at the end of the day, Floyd, it's your problem, your fault for dealing with people, and you the one fucking up that money, especially dealing with the enemy who is your big homie enemy. And at the end of the day, by them being your big homie enemy, it was your enemy too, because they always wanted to see you lose, nigga. That's why you always betted on yourself, bro. Let's keep it tall, man. We got to keep it tall. We got to keep it real. A lot of y'all be doing some real corny fuck shit, and it be sad out here, man. It be sad, man. It be sad. And that's one thing is, because you see, I wrote it down right here, and I always write everything down. You feel me? If a motherfucker giving you a lump sum just up front and say the back end money you got, you feel me? Give you that lump sum, boom, go pay your taxes. Get that shit out the way the first thing, because when this money come, they can't touch this. You already paid your taxes. You feel me? So by you paying your taxes, you get this back end money, bro. You living comfortably, man. Look at the Charlos, look at Danny Garcia, shit. Look at AB right now. People, AB 25 million up. That nigga living his life chilling, just balling, just doing him. Know what I mean? Some days though he probably be too drunk, and some days he just probably be, know what I mean, on his shit, talking his shit. And people gotta respect that. But yeah, getting back to Vergil Ortiz manager, man, like this is heavy. This is heavy. Like if there's really talks of Vergil Ortiz signing the Zuffa, listen, this is heavy, because we see it with Bam. But I'm gonna keep it tall, y'all. I'm gonna keep it real tall. And why this thing happening? To me, I feel as though Rick, I got a feeling Rick is gonna be out the way, and Robert Garcia gonna end up being Vergil Ortiz manager. Which it should have been like that already. You feel me? I don't know. I'm just saying though. You know what I mean? It should have been like that already. But how the way things going, I won't be surprised if Robert Garcia is a silent manager, and Rick is just being a spokesperson in the face, how Spinoza is. But if that's true, it's corny. If it's true, it's corny. Because at the end of the day, you got an opportunity right now. I'm gonna get to the. I'm gonna make another video probably sometime this week of him and Boots making it's happening. Late March, mid April. We did the Tim Zoo shit yesterday. Tim Zoo Earl yesterday, and we did this shit months ago. Me and Santos was already talking about this fight happening. When Vergil was trying to know my dream fighter Spence. Nigga, we already know him and Tim Zoo was fighting. The world knew that, June, July. Now, I mean, that's why I said by the time Spence got back in the ring, it's going to be 3-4 years. You know what I mean? Last time he was in the ring with Bud was, what, July? You know what I mean? So, 2023. So, to each his own, man. But at the end of the day, like I say, man, there's a lot of things going on in boxing right now, but it's like, it's the tag of the WBC. So everybody want to come at the WBC, disrespect the WBC, talk bad about the WBC. And it's sad. It's sad. It's very, 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 very sad. And even David Benavidez brought up, like, listen, man, I could have had, the mandatory fight, which Mauricio was talking about, but he ended up moving up in weight. Remember, he ended up moving up to go fight who? He went up to go fight the guy, Alexander, the guy who just lost the hot rod, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, they both signed in Zuffa, the Olympian. So you could have had an opportunity to fight Canelo, but you didn't. So right now, I'm gonna keep it tall. It looks like and Billy might be fighting Canelo. We're gonna do a vid on that too, a live on that. But at the end of the day, it's all about Vergil. It's all about Vergil and the Zuffa shit. And if it's real, it's crazy. If it's real, it's crazy. Give me 1 second, y'all. I mean, here go my raps. I got all my raps and shit. This is my log area, you know what I mean? Give me 1 second, y'all. You know what I mean? But yes, another thing I was talking about, right? Because I know this is about Rick, but I don't know. It's just the WBC shit got me so fucking heated and mad. All of these corny, like, why wasn't this being talked about before the fight? Why wasn't all of this talked about before the fight? You understand me? And it's like, shout out my brother Frontline. Frontline broke this shit last week. Frontline broke this shit last week when this shit happened. He said, don't be surprised. He said, remember what happened to Mauricio father situation? They're trying to make history repeats itself. You always say that history will repeat itself, but it's like these people is forcing for history to repeat itself. And I always said it. Shout out to Oscar De La Hoya. Shout out Eddie Hearn. Shout out all of the motherfucking promoters. Even though the WBC, who's standing their ground and saying that if anybody come in trying to change the Ali Act, they're not good for boxing. And then when you look at, like I say, when you look at the Zuffa pay, you'd be like, dang, that's crazy. You know what I mean? I thought it's 80% to the promoters now. You getting 500 million to fight, nigga. That's crazy. But still, nobody still fought for a Zuffa belt. But you lied, talking about no, it ain't gonna be no body sanctions in here, but you're assigning people that's title holders to a body sanction. You know what I mean? You feel me? Shout out to Bowback, shout out Bud Crawford. They got the WBC ring. That shit fire. You know what I mean? Best belt, the most prestigious belt, the most prestigious ring. Like you won a Super Bowl, you know what I mean? And you see Bud show that nigga even showed Saquon Barkley the ring. You know what I mean? We got Super Bowls. But you're talking bad about the WBC, but you sporting the ring, you walking around with the ring. It shows you. It shows you what values more, and that belt is the most prestigious belt, bro. I guarantee you, if you're a title holder and you go to the pawn shop and pawn that shit, you will get more money for that WBC title than any other title. I'm just saying though. I'm just saying though. Every ring magazine these motherfuckers got right now, I bet you the diamond belt that they gave Floyd is worth more than all those belts. Just saying though. I'm just saying though. You know. But you know, Josh Dubbin, man, you never should have did that interview. Cause you're a lawyer, bro. You're a lawyer, and how you speak and the interview you spoke as a friend. You know, then you give certain details, and it's people like us who's going to dissect the details. Was be like, well, if y'all did have a conversation, why are y'all not having a conversation? What y'all having a conversation about? You understand me? And they think people dumb. We know I ain't getting into this course, but that's what y'all talking about. Y'all talking about the fees and the percentage, and about him moving up there, and about him representing the WBC because he's still the WBC title holder. So make it make sense. You know, and like I said, I don't know. That shit just was so weird. They think people dumb. I ain't the fuck dumb. But you see people with gender. You see certain people with gender. You see certain people with gender. And it is what it is, yeah. And it's a motherfucking fact. It is what it is. You know? Yeah, I came on today a little late. I mean, a couple days ago, though, I had a crazy late last night, man. Me and my brother Santo was supposed to go live and shit. But, I mean, some shit came up. Which was crazy. You know what I mean? I'm tired in the mug right now. You know, but yes, there's a lot going on. Zuffa this week. You know, Zuffa fight this week. You know, Charles Martin and the other guy. I forgot the other guy name. Uh, you know, next week. You know, Ryan Barrios. You know, Gary Antoine. You feel me? Andy Haroka. You know, you see who won it? The Ghost back. You know what I mean? Shout out Cuzzo fighting Abel Ramos. You know, Cuzzo got his first title defense. You know that WBA Continental. Ty Lawrence bring that shit home. Dungeon gonna bring that shit back home. You feel me? Hey, but though it's a step up name for the Philadelphia family. You feel me? It's a step up name, you know. Shout out to Smalls. Shout out to Parkers. You feel me? Even shout out to Williams. Shout out to Timonis. You know, my family, the Jesus's, Colognes, Andersons. You feel me? All down the line. But it is what it is, baby. And we gonna always talk about it. Yeah, man. But Virgil and Boots, we're gonna get into a little detail. Supposedly, it's official. It's gonna happen. It's official. So it looked like Xander and Kelly will be fighting. And if that happens, great for Xander. Great for Xander because he could control it. He could control it. And another thing is, right, what I dislike about people is that a lot of people count Keith Thurman out. You can't count one time out, man. And people need to understand and go back to that Brian Mendoza fight, man. That Brian Mendoza and Sebastian Fundora is the key. It's the blueprint. It's the key. It's the blueprint. Yeah, got to. You hear me? We game all night. It's the key. It's the blueprint to understand what's going on and how to beat him. And you seen, man, that's fucked up. Brian Mendoza ain't or Brandon Adams ain't get another situation. But shout out Brian Mendoza. Even when he fought Boachuk, he beat Boachuk and he robbed him. But I don't know. I just got a funny feeling Keith Thurman gonna knock him out. Just like how Brian Mendoza did, Thurman gonna knock him out. I don't know. I just got that feeling. And it's gonna be a different landscape, And like certain people said, we might get the rematch. It might be a rematch, but me personally, I don't think it's going to be a rematch because Sebastian Fendora is a Harvard student. Congratulations to the Fendora family. And listen, they all lit. Sister Undisputed. Like, come on, yo. You gotta listen. You gotta tilt your hat to them people, the Fendoras. Even the Figueroa family, Brandon Figueroa, Omar Figueroa with their sister, like the whole Figueroa family. Shout out to Manny. Shout out shout out to all the shout out to the Mexicans that's champ now. Even shout out Bob Santos. I don't know why Mario Barrios left Santos. Like, bro, you looked good, but you going to Joe Guzman and get some game. Hopefully Santos still in your corner, but Bob Santos was nice. You know what I mean? Look what he got you. Look where he got you. You know what I mean? And he gave you the right blueprint, the right game plan of yo, stop being friendly with Pacquiao because you could have won that fight when the world thought Pacquiao won, but no, you could have still pulled it off. You know what I mean? To each his own, though. To each its own. No, but I just want to know how Rick want to do in this situation. And what I mean by that is, I want to know what's next for him. If this fight really happened, supposedly it's signed. The news gonna break soon. Um, hopefully it breaks. Like I always said, hopefully it break. February 21st or late this month. Because what they gonna give him like an 8-week camp. Well, niggas in camp right now. The boys in camp right now. And right now, yo, we got some big fights in boxing that's taking place right now. Only Anderson Silva is good because he is MMA royalty. Facts. Yeah, but Floyd going through too. But you see how Jake Paul backtracked on that the comment he made. You can't talk bad about. All right, if you dislike a person, you dislike that person. You just can't talk bad about a island where you live at. You know what I mean? Like them people over there, well, man, you don't know why I can't say you over there. You feel me? But hey, at least he backtracked it. Sometimes it probably wasn't even him. It's probably somebody in his camp. He probably told him no, and the person that's controlling it probably said, "Well, fuck it, I'm gonna go out here and say this." And people want to come at him. And he probably looking like, "Damn," because that's real shit. A lot of these celebrities don't be controlling the social media page. You know, they got they got a team for that. They got a PR team for that. So, and a lot of them be, bad publicity, good publicity is all great publicity. You know what I mean? And that's what they probably thought about her. Well, we're gonna say this. And I want people to understand, like, them motherfuckers the ones that came over here on the boat. We was already here. You know what I mean? We was already here. When you look at the certain projects and shit, like in New York, that shit say established 1941. So if that shit was established 1941, that means you just came here and just conquered the motherfucker and just took over. So the building was already built. You know what I mean? I believe it. Shit, hey, we game on it. I won't be surprised if Jake Paul and Bad Bunny fight. I won't be surprised. Real shit, I won't be surprised. I won't be. You hit that shit right on the nail, man. No, and the crazy thing is, none of us ain't even think like that. You know, these motherfuckers playing with my channel again, man. They playing with my channel again. It's cool. You know, Bad Bunny be doing that wrestling shit. That's why I say I don't know about that fight. I don't know. Bad Bunny looked the weirdest shit though. Is it me? I just want to know, is it me? That motherfucker looked like a robot. You know what I mean? Remember how Elon Musk was walking in that wherever the fuck he was at? He looked like a robot. Like how his back is. Unless that nigga doing 1,000 pull-ups a day. And I'll smack the shit out of Bad Bunny. Yo, well, shout out Bad Bunny. Yo, that Super Bowl was fire, man. We had 2 fire Super Bowls back to back. No performances, you know? You know, even with the Dr. Dre John, you feel me? When we brought 50 out and Game was hating with that Kendrick and Bad Bunny John, man. The reason I give Bad Bunny John credit because he ain't come out. Well, he still came out there. The nigga, he still brought Ricky Martin out. You seen Ricky Martin in the motherfucker singing. You never should have brought Ricky Martin out, but he had all heavy hitters from the niggas that was playing the congos and all the drums and shit. He had all of the salsa, merengue, bachata dancers out there. You had Lady Gaga, Ricky Martin. You had Xander Zayas, Emilio Vargas. Shout out to boxing. You feel me? Football players, but nigga had everybody out there. You know what I mean? Nigga had everybody out there. Now, please, can y'all stop zapping my shit, man, and send out the notifications, man. You know, because we usually do over, you know, from right now to 100 to 500 on a live, man, and it's like, come on, YouTube, man. Come on, y'all treating me wrong again. I understand, you know, I usually come on like around 10 o'clock, but I came on a little late, was a little busy, but damn, y'all gonna force me to go live later. You know what I mean? Yeah, but the Bad Bunny situation, I thought he was gonna wear a dress. I'm gonna keep it real, and he didn't. And everything he said, it wasn't wrong. You know, and he just exposed and let the world know, like, nigga, this is our shit. From the Americans to the Caribbeans, this is our. We was here. When you look in the 1920s, you know what I mean? Everyone on the boxing voice right now, right? When you look at the 1920s, them niggas coming over here on a boat, it wasn't none of us. It was them motherfuckers. You know what I mean? They was already here. Now, cause usually, you know, my shit usually when I come on like around 9, like 9:45, 10 o'clock, you know, it'll be cool. I just came on a couple of minutes late. But it's cool though. You know, I was gonna go live yesterday, me and Santos and shit. You know, Sant hit me up. But you know, after he hit me up, he like, yo, don't disappear on me. I'm like, I'm not, nigga, I'm up. So my homie hit me yesterday. I said, yo, come today, nigga, ended up coming back late, like 11:15 yesterday, man. Then I know my dad got all the time, so you know he looked at the camera, he see a nigga with a hood, nigga hop out. This shit was crazy, you know. So hey, man, you know, I gotta make sure you know. Tell the homie like, bro, you got when you call me, you call me. If I tell you to come tomorrow or something, like come at that time. You know what I mean? Like nigga, I'll be busy. And like a lot of my other friends, when they call me in the daytime, y'all know I'm live. I do an hour, 2 hours live, so I don't want to be ignorant and put the and hit the do not disturb button on you motherfuckers, but you know, I leave it on just in case for something important. But I'm about to just start doing this shit from the laptop. I threw it through my phone because, you know, I like to send shit out. You know what I mean? Because that's why I got majority of all these apps, Instagram, Facebook, etc. on my phone. I don't got time to put it on my laptop because I use my laptop to make music. It's my music laptop. I make beats and I record. You know, and that shit take a lot of data and RAMs. You know, and plus I use Studio One. So and I purchases a lot of sample packs. I purchase they ain't sample packs, it's packs that certain producers sell. I be purchasing those packs. I be purchasing certain mixing mastering packs and shit. And that's what my motherfucking laptop for. You know, so everything I just should do it through here. You know, but I'm about to bring my other laptop and just start shooting from that joint. But on that one, I use to like edit videos. You know, when I'm not around. Like before, I used to edit my own videos and shit. Shout out to the VN app. You know, I used to use that a lot. You know, and because I had to make my own shit. I was tired of waiting on people. Then you know, shout out to the people that just started. Like I started messing with. Shout out to my guy, El Chefe. You know, they used to rap. You got to still do it, man. You gotta still do it, man. The world, like one thing about me, I just dropped a song Monday called 1212 Skinny. I'm about to drop another joint on Friday the 13th called Saint Valentine's Dope. I produced the beat, I made the beat, you know, I do everything myself. But I realized, you know, like me, I never gave up. I never give up because it's going to take off. You got to put them 10,000 hours in. As long as you put 10,000 hours in, it's going to pay off. Like when my son, he go to work and he go to the gym. You know, it's going to pay off. The hard work is going to pay off. You putting them 10,000 hours in. You're going to become a champion. You're going to become a star because that's what you're looking forward to. So long as your tunnel vision is that, you're going to succeed and get what you want. You know, and that's all it's about. And you see me, man, I put my 10,000 hours in this shit. You feel me? Even though I go through certain setbacks with this channel, you know, they're getting certain strikes from these corny ass people, but they know we telling the truth, you know, and I'm not going to stop because at the end of the day, I might not be monetized, but I still get over a million people a month that listen to me, that watch me, that like my shit, that subscribe. Why? Because they know I'm not going to say nothing biased. You come over here, all facts. Santos Boxing, Frontline. Shout out We Game All Night. Herb Legend. Fast Life. Man, shout out all the brothers that used to Timmy. Shout out everybody that pull up. Know what I mean? Shout out everybody that pull up and everybody get a chance to speak and tell their truth and their fact. And we all cook. And that's one thing. I'm not gonna let nothing marinate, man. And I'm not gonna sit here and follow the narrative how everybody else follow. For instance, all last week, Shakur was stripped, Shakur was this, Shakur was that. And it was a vacancy. But at the end of the day, they gave him the 15 days, and the 15 days is up Sunday. You feel me? But he just choose to vacate the title. People got to make this shit make sense, and we was the motherfuckers that stood behind it. It's like when back in the day when Tank fought Lamont and took the knee, I was the only person on fucking YouTube saying that Tank, you are allowed to take a knee. You are allowed to take a fucking knee. Bro, you learn these rules in the amateurs. That's why I get mad. My son will tell you. That's why I get mad. I say, yo, when I was a kid and you went to a gym or even like if a trainer lived on your block, they used to make sure they'd come home, they'd teach you the rules and they'd teach you footwork before anything. But they always used to make sure you learn the rules. And people are like, what's the rule? You learn the same rules the ref learned, bro. You used to have to learn that shit. You know what I mean? Like the back of your fucking hand. Because a fighter can call timeout. You take if a person throw a barrage of punches and none of them landed, you can take 3 paces back, nail on your left knee, raise your right hand, and tap your head, bro. But back in the day, you just raise your hand. You feel me? And the ref will look, know what I mean? Call the timeout. You'll go to the corner. Whatever happened, you are allowed to do that. And then what happened? Late last year, late last year, around October, November. Shout out Gary Russell Jr. and shout out the motherfucking shout out my Shushu Carrington on Showbiz. Showbiz the adult TV even told Showbiz when Tank took the knee, you are allowed to take a knee in boxing. So when Tank took the knee, I knew what he was doing. But the world didn't because they don't know shit. You feel me? And for people to critique boxing and not know this, bro, that means you don't really know what the fuck you're talking about. Bro, I know what I'm talking about because I've been through the fire. This is what I learned as a kid. This is what I learned as a kid, just being on the motherfucking street, nigga. Where I'm from, nigga, we ain't gotta go to the gym. Soon I come outside, nigga, we rumbling. You learn how to rumble from the rip, and we great. We great at what we do. I can fight orthodox, southpaw. This shit natural. You feel me? This shit natural. Never had an amateur fight and none of that shit. I was always in the streets. This shit is natural. And I bet you I go to the gym, niggas would be like, bro, because a lot of trainers that trained me for being in prison and as a kid growing up, they knew. They was like, damn, like y'all kids are different. We already had that shit. Know what I mean? I'm gonna be raw. I got my ass whipped in karate. Know what I mean? I got my ass whipped in karate, but the third round I punched that nigga in the face, which you're not supposed to do. Bust his whole shit open, and I got kicked out. Now, I mean, I was getting my ass whipped. I ain't with all that shit. But for another nigga that don't know karate, I'll fuck you up with a kick. You know what I mean? Kick you in your shins, kick you in your legs. That shit hurt, broski. Kick you right in the middle of your knee, break your shit. Come up with an uppercut followed by a motherfucking elbow, nigga. You know what I mean? Put you right there. Nigga taller than me, you throw that jab, I'ma turn around, grab that shit, break your arm, and fuck, man. On some John Claude, Van Damme, Steven Seagal shit. Know what I mean? And that's a fact. And yo, shout out to the nigga Farrakhan that pulled up on my shit yesterday. Listen, man, I hope you sent the email, nigga. I hope you sent the email, nigga. You understand me? Whoop Farrakhan ass. If I was Tank, I would have tripped it and told the ref I needed my shoes just then. But hey, we game all night. He was a he That's why when he told the ref stopped the count because he was allowed to. You are allowed to take a knee. That's why I tell people, please learn the rules. It's like MMA. You gotta learn the rules what the ref knows. Because the ref, listen, people need to understand too. Referees would be like the secret judge in a situation. Know what I mean? And I'm letting y'all know that, man. You gotta pay attention to how they like why they be hiring these referees and all of that shit, man. Cause we watch Harvey Dot do a lot of crumb shit, man. We watch Harvey Dot. We watch him rob Ryan for a knockout when he dropped Devin Haney the first time. We seen that. Harvey Dot did a lot of weird shit. You watch Tony Weeks, Jack Reese, I forgot the other guy, uh, the nigga Kenny Bayless. We watch a lot of these refs do a lot of dumbass shit, a lot of bad stoppages. Even the Puerto Rican motherfucker with the Matias fight, that was a bad stop. The judges, oh my god, Tim Cheatham. How you got a nigga named Tim Cheatham, last name Cheatham, Tim Cheatham? Know what I mean? Dave Moretti, the way he scored all the Floyd fights was crazy. I want you to pay attention to Dave Moretti. You got Steve Weisfeld, Max DeLuca. You got, like, come on. The judges got to change too, man. Real rat. The judges got to change too, man. It can't be relationships with motherfuckers, man. Real rap. That shit got to be like a jury. You don't know the nigga. You know what I mean? You can't be a fan of or donating to certain fighters, non-profit organizations, or popping up to certain events with certain people. Like we understand, like the WBO. Shout out my guy Santos Boxing, who always talked about the WBO. Um, he said, Lou, once you see the WBO's tag on a referee, you already know how the fight gonna go. Know what I mean? And when you watch every WBO referee and every WBO fight, you be like, damn, that referee was terrible. That referee was terrible. You know what referee was kind of terrible, but he was cool? The nigga that was refereeing Nick Ball and Brandon Figueroa fight, he was letting them brothers rumble. Even though he was saying some bullshit, but he was letting them brothers rumble. But we all had a feeling. The world had a feeling. If Brandon Figueroa would have got dropped, that referee was going to count the 10 like a motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, you seen how when he first knocked Nick Ball out, Nick Ball went to sleep. That was a pure robbery right there. But even though he still got the second knockdown, and the second knockdown he got the stoppage, but that first one, I seen that, I said, damn, he put him to sleep. That shit over. I don't know how the fuck that referee, you know, should be crazy, man. No, it's like, shout out Devin Haney, shout out Bill Haney, him and Xander will be a good fight. That will be a great fight. I'd rather see Xander and Dev besides, Kelly and Xander. But, Xander doing it with Kelly for a situation if it happened. But shit, Devin and Xander would be fire. That'd be fire. No, for both fighters. For both fighters, they both got experience. I don't be trying to hear that experience shit. They both got experience. Devin a three divisional champ. What you call it, undisputed at 35. You know what I mean? Moving up to a fourth weight division. The challenge for the WBO plus unify and capture the WBA. Xander Young. They both got great feet. They both the same. They the same fighter. One thing about Dev and Xander, they the same fighter. It's just they stance is just a little different and they punch output. But besides that, like they the same fighter. Agility, resistance, conditioning, they the same fighter. You can tell. But it'll be a great fight. Hopefully, we gonna see what's up. Dev is in a great position. He has lots of good fights he can take and doesn't need to blow his weight. Going after the biggest fight right now since he already gets paid well. Yeah, see, one thing I like about Dev though, and I always kept it real, is he was the smartest out of all. Now I mean, shout out to Boots. Now I mean, like when you look at them two brothers, they got their own promotional company. You feel me? And Dev learned that shit off the PVC model. You got to remember, Devin come from the PVC model. He come from still the Floyd. He come from Floyd Senior and them. You know, but at the end of the day, that was supposed to be the guy to Tank came. I mean, Tank changed all that shit. So everybody knew Tank was that nigga. But at the end of the day, You know, they all learned from the PBC model. You know, you're gonna take the small lump sum up front, but that small lump sum we're gonna pay our taxes, and then we want the back end, pay-per-view back end, the live gate back end, we want the gate back end, we want everything, all back end money. So when you look at it at the end of the day, what they want to recruit their money, and you're gonna make over 15-20 million dollars, bro. It's common sense. People need to learn about the back end. The back end is the money. Bud Crawford even exposed the shit that I've been trying to say all this time. And when he came out and said, I got like 30 million off when I fought Earl Spence, I got 30 million off the back end money. Cause when Al gave me the first, I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? And Al said, no, nigga, take this. You know, he told everybody pay their taxes with this. So he said, I listened to it. And when he brought me that back end money, yeah, this shit changed my life. That's why I see shit different. And that's one thing he probably really retired. It's like, damn, y'all niggas ain't really trying to give me my back end money. But you know, you seen how he told the nigga Crowder, you know, 100 nigga, I see your character, you'll sell your soul. You know what I mean? So when you look at that, he sat in that room with Canelo and watched Canelo sold his soul. And like, nah, I already got a feeling that's what y'all want me to do. And in that rematch, y'all probably wanted him to lose. And in his mind, like, nah, nigga, I'm not doing that. Fuck that. So I'm a lie and say y'all gave me 50 million when I probably ain't even get that. You know what I mean? And let's keep that shit real. And if he retired because of that, I respect that. You know what I mean? Because you watch motherfuckers go in there and really, you know, just for the bread, bro. Just for the bread. And you be like, dang, I know I'm next. You feel me? I know I'm next. So I'm not gonna put myself in that type of motherfucking situation and let that shit happen. You feel me? And that's why I feel right now I can figure why he retired. Like fuck that. Cause I'll do the same shit. Cause at the end of the day, I ain't gonna be no Floyd Mayweather. Know what I mean? Illiterate and everything. Know what I mean, you getting $1 million watches, nigga. You know you gotta pay taxes on that. You know you gotta do a lot. This, for instance, like how the fuck you owe 330 million in rent? 330 million in rent. Make that make sense, y'all? But you're suing Showtime, PBC, and all them niggas for 340 million. So you trying to walk away, know what I mean, with 10 million, but when you look at it, you still gotta pay taxes, so all of that is gonna go to that. Cause you fucked up. You fucked up your finances thinking you like come on, bro. You was in a cool situation. Once you left Al and them, you fucked up your situation, bro. So at the end of the day, man, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. And them brothers over there kicking their feet up, living comfortably. You seen Earl chilling for 3 years, nigga. Come back to some bread, nigga. They know the game, bro. They know the game, man. You seen AB don't be bitching, bro. AB loyal. That boy don't bitch. That boy don't bitch. Danny don't bitch. Thurman don't. Ain't listen. None of them brothers bitch. They all live comfortably. Even Brandon Adams, Brian Mendoza. We ain't see these brothers in how long? Shit, look at Brian Costanzo, the nigga that fought Charlo. We ain't see him in how long? Them brothers, they all good. They all good. You know? You know, they all good. Even with Tank, even though Tank going through all of this bullshit, it's like when people look at it, they like Tank the face of PBC. So I'm telling you, when these brothers come back, they're gonna come back strong. They're gonna come back head hunting. They're gonna take heads off, and they're gonna put shit down. They're gonna put shit down. They're gonna put shit down. I'm telling y'all, man. And PBC still putting on great cards. No, you see it. You see one February 21st, and you see the next one in March. Know what I mean? So you getting two back to back bangers. Shout out Tom Brown. You know what I mean? Shout out Golden Boy. You know, uh, 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 it's going to be a banger. February 21st, y'all, is going to be a banger. That's a lit card. That shit going to be a banger. I promise you. No, I promise you. Now, I mean, it is a 50-50 fight. It is a 50-50 fight because we know Mario Barrios, the Aztec warrior, you know, in the first half of the fight, he's strong. The first 5-6 rounds, going on the sixth round, he start to decline. Like late fifth, you start going into the sixth, you see him declining, you know. But we know Ryan is chinny in the first 6 rounds, you know. But Tank stopped him in 6-7. Tank dropped him first, like in the first, I mean, early rounds, but stopped him between 6-7 round. He stopped him. So when you look at it, you like, but when you watch Ryan and all his other fights, he's a second half fighter. Like when he fought Luke Campbell, you see him going, well, it was like first, second round. I think it was the second round in the Luke Campbell fight. You know, he got dropped, got on his knee, got up, and then you see second half of the fight, he stopped Luke Campbell with the Javier Fortuna, Oscar Duarte, which was a tough fight, you know, and he did that shit. You know, he did that shit. Shout out to Richardson Hitchens. You know, we're gonna be talking about that tomorrow. You know, Hit got a tough test in front of him. No, I'll be talking about that later. That's what we're gonna do. Episode 59, we're gonna talk about Hit Dog. I mean, but yeah, Hit got a tough opponent in front of him. You know, a very, 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 very strong, come forward, you know, Williams Zepeda, Matias type fighter. You know, damn, I forgot who was training me. You know, but you know, it looked like he still be getting working with Panda on the low. But it is what it is, man. You know, it is what it is. You know, thanks for everybody pulling up with a great show today. You know, later on I'm gonna pull back up, but right now, you know, we game all night. You hear me? I need everybody to pull in, tune up. Know what I mean, I'm about to put you on in the field soon. I get up off this, my brother. Know what I mean, pull up on you, bust it up with you. Know what I mean, give the shout outs to everybody in the comments that pulled up. Shout out my broski, we game all night. Shout out Louis 1-3. You know, shout out my brother Frontline. You know, you already know 7:30 Frontline, Round One Sports, Edwin, every day 7:30. You know, but my brother, we game all night. Literally, we game all night. He game all night. Go over there, pull up, hit that subscribe button to both of them. To both of them, even the VR. I promise you, yo, his Jones be fired, man. It be fired. His Jones be fired. I promise y'all that. His Jones be fired. You know, I pull up. I pull up all the time. You know, I pull up and just sit there and watch. And I always pull up with my kids because my kids be watching other people. I'm like, nah, take that shit off. Yeah, watch my homie. Now, I mean, this is what we're going to build with. Now, I mean, they watch it. They be sitting there. You know what I mean? If I don't be surprised my other son watching now. You feel me? The motherfuckers, they do homeschool and they just be like, you know? But at the end of the day, thanks for everybody that tuned in, supported. You know, we'll be back later on throughout the day. But right now, when I'm hopping off this, go pull up on my guy. We game all night and just tune in and pay attention. I'm gonna holler at you, bro. I'm about to pull up on you over there. You know, I'm gonna get up on out of here later on. We'll be back later on. You know, talk about Hit Dog. You know what I mean?